Omar.
Yes, sir.
Tuchel.
Thomas Tuchel.
Well, now
Tuchel. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I've heard Tuchel.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Now, as of this recording, literally like a day ago, he's been released. Was that today or yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday, August 8th?
No, September 7th.
I am a month behind. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah.
Yes, September 7th, we all woke up to the news that Tuchel had been sacked.
That came after the loss against Dinamo Zagreb in Champions, the group stage.
Mm-hmm.
We were discussing this in a friendly group chat we have, but you, I believe, had predicted that he would be gone by Christmas.
Yes.
I vaguely remember this, but I'll give you the what's the word I'm looking for?
Give me the floor.
Yeah.
Give me the mic.
I'll give you the floor. What do you think about Chelsea? What didn't work out for them? What do you think is the problem with Chelsea and now they're getting Brighton's coach?
Graham Potter.
Yeah, Potter. Sí. ¿Qué piensas?
It's nothing new, right? Chelsea go through managers like no other club.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it happened this early, right?
Yeah.
They just spent almost $300 million on new signings.
Mm-hmm.
They finally because Tuchel came in. This was Frank Lampard's team, right? Frank Lampard built this team with all these shiny new signings, and none of these players were Tuchel's players.
The majority, no.
The majority when he came in, when he went in, none of them were his players.
Right, he came in halfway through the season that they won the Champions League.
Correct. And then last season, he brought in players like Lukaku.
Did not work out. He brought in who else did he bring in last season? I can't even remember. Werner.
No. Team. Oh, did he brought in? No, Werner came in beforehand.
No.
We'll have to fact check that.
All right, go ahead.
But regardless, a lot of these players just didn't work out, right? Or a lot of these players were not his. So that's where you started seeing a little bit of the decline from when after he came in, because these players were technically not his players. A lot of them were not brought in by Tuchel. And then there was the whole like the British government seized all activity of Chelsea because of Roman Abramovich. So they couldn't sign players, they couldn't renew players, they couldn't do anything.
Right.
Now he finally has a transfer window. Now he finally got the opportunity to build this squad under this new ownership, and they don't even give him till Christmas. They don't even give him to the World Cup. It's surprising and it's not, right? You see on the press conferences, he just looked like a disheveled man, like he was not happy with his team. He was not happy with the attitude of his team, and he was very expressive about it in press conferences. And then he got the boot. He
got the boot.
What? It doesn't surprise me that he's gone.
By the way, Werner did come in before Tuchel. So he was Lampard's player.
And Omar's trivia strikes again. Yeah, so he did not build this squad. You know, he did, and now he finally gets a chance to. He brings in Cucurella, Fofana, Koulibaly, Aubameyang. He brings in the
top players.
I mean, Aubameyang, you could say, might be past his prime,
right?
But they needed somebody to score goals,
right?
Who else was the? No, they didn't bring in a winger because they missed out on Sterling. I forgot Sterling was another big signing. Yeah. They missed out on Rafinha because of Barca. So it surprises me. The timing surprises me. It doesn't surprise me that it happened, right? Because I predicted it with Lampard after he got all those signings, like CH, like a Luke, like a Werner.
Mm-hmm.
I think Thiago Silva came in that for whatever reason, you know, being older and whatnot. Right. So Frank Lampard got a lot of new signings at that point too, and I also predicted Kai Havertz was another one. He's going to be gone by Christmas. He's going to be gone by the winter break, and that's exactly what happened. Because if it doesn't work out right away, Chelsea has no problem of just getting rid of these coaches and going with the flavor of the month.
Now, una cosa que diría de Chelsea es que although they do that, what you're mentioning, they seem to flip coaches, managers very often. They've still been fairly successful. They've won Champions Leagues. They won some Premier Leagues, Cups. Whereas other teams like a United hasn't been able to figure it out, right? Or even Liverpool, has had their struggles up until recently. But like you said, I'm curious if with Tuchel, is it Tuchel because I don't know if I've heard this, but there was maybe tension in the locker room at this point because of some of the way he would talk to certain players.
Yeah, I mean, his way is just not. It might be closer to an old school way, right?
Right.
And a lot of these new generation, especially, just don't adapt to it. Don't take that to heart. Don't react to it.
Well, he did come from the school of that German football that's fairly common nowadays, but I didn't really see that when he was at PSG. Like PSG didn't maybe have the type of players needed for that. They might still not. And then with Chelsea, you saw that type of style of play, but there needs to be. With Klopp, you see it because the players believed it, right? With Chelsea, it just seemed like they never clicked with him, even though they did win that Champions League.
They won the champion. We could be with Tuchel. We could be having a completely different conversation if Kepa blocks one of those penalties in the cup finals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What if they win the FA Cup? What if they win the Carabao Cup?
Right.
Right. What are we talking about then? Right. Is this, and then he has a Champions League. So what are we talking about then? Right. So it's, I mean, they believed it to an extent if he had those cup runs, but what does surprise me about the coaching change though, is that they're going with Graham Potter. Yeah. Instead of going with like a flavor of the month or like Zidane, somebody known as, I mean, Zidane's waiting for the French national team. That's something separate. Yeah. But like your Pochettino's available, even though his stock went down after PSG. You have Marcelo Bielsa, who's supposed to be this master of the game, who's available. But
I think Pochettino would have been a good choice. He's coached there before.
Now I don't know how they would take to him with in
Premier League.
Having the Spurs connections after the fact, but you had other coaches available. Graham Potter is like you're almost like the term proper football manager, right in England, where he's worked his way up through the ranks, has Brighton punching above their weight. So it's kind of, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I have a lot of Chelsea fans lot of Chelsea supporter friends that I hope it doesn't work out for, just to stir the pot a little bit. But it can't not work with this kind of squad. Like it has to click at some point, even if it is just for top four.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They seem to have depth in all areas. So it must have happened outside of the pitch. The whole the locker room maybe just did not click. From a U.S. national standpoint, I mean, maybe now it's good news that he's gone, because Tuchel, it seemed like he never really favored Pulisic.
The thing is, Pulisic was now he's a player of 3 regimes ago, right? Yeah. He wasn't Lampard's player.
No, he was there before.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't Tuchel's player, and he's not Graham Potter's player. So, I mean, I hate to rain on the U.S. national team fandom, but I don't see it going any different for him because he is not Graham Potter's player.
Yeah, I'm hoping that he starts getting more playing time, more consistent playing time, but I was hoping that he would move on to another club during the transfer season. But
yeah, same. At least on loan at that point, right?
With that being discussed, do you see Chelsea finishing in a Champions League position, top 4, now with the new coach? Because you have Liverpool struggling, but they'll be there. You have Tottenham, who looks.
Are you sure Liverpool will be there? I know this is.
They'll be competing for top 4. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Tottenham will be there. They look like they're actually fairly competitive. Arsenal out of nowhere. United is iffy, but you have City as well. So you have maybe like just 4 teams that I can kind of see for sure right above Chelsea. Liverpool might be iffy, but
Yeah, I think they'll get there. I think the last place.
who'll drop out? Arsenal or Tottenham out of the top 4? Well, just a quick little prediction.
Yeah,
Top 4 in England.
City already won the league.
City. Damn. It's tough because I want to put Liverpool there still. Yeah, for our buddy Omar.
No, for Memo.
Memo. I'm sorry. Memo.
Yeah,
sorry.
if we don't put
Memo.
if we don't put Liverpool in there, I feel like Memo's gonna cry. I think the ones to drop out will be.
I feel bad if I were to drop off Arsenal because I feel like they found some sort of locker room mesh. Energy on the pitch.
It's still early.
It's
still early,
question.
but I agree. I don't want to.
It's tough.
You know what? Yeah, I'll say Chelsea drops out. I'll say Chelsea will finish 5th. You know, hotter take. I'm gonna say they finish 6th.
Oh wow! So United finishes above them, or
I don't know who finishes above them, but I say Chelsea finish 6th.
Wow. Okay. I'll go City. I'll say Liverpool still finishes 2nd. Not close though. I think City will take off.
I'm just doing it for Memo.
Yeah, and I'll go Arsenal and Chelsea. So I say they do crack the top 4, and I say Tottenham drops out.
I say City champions. I'm gonna say, and this is gonna be a really. I think I'm gonna get heat because I always criticize this club. I'm gonna say Spurs finish 2nd.
Okay.
I'm going to say Arsenal finished 3rd.
Okay.
And that's Liverpool just edges, just barely makes top 4. Okay. And then you have 5th place. You know what? I'll go United as much as I like to criticize them as well. Okay. It seems like just based on the starting lineup of the Europa League today, they're going to prioritize top 4. 100%.
Yeah.
When they started Maguire and Lindelof in the back, and that's not a team going out there to dominate.
No. Yeah.
So they're going to prioritize top 4.
Premier League is
and then are going to still come up short, I think.
Yeah. And then you said.
And then Chelsea.
And then Chelsea 6th.